Dear brothers and sisters, we always begin as a believer, as a person of gratitude, with an abundant praise and gratitude towards our beloved Creator, Provider, compassionate and merciful Sustainer, that we live in His mercy. And we are blessed in so many countless ways that we should always be in gratitude. Particularly those of us living here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you look at the rest of the world, if you've ever traveled the world, we are living better than most people in the world. And so alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah, we are in a state of gratitude and praise. Out of all of the favors that we have been blessed with as human beings, what is that which distinguishes us? It is conscious reason and moral discernment. We have this very clear reality that sets us apart from the rest of creation. And so we have a huge responsibility to consciously connect with the source of our existence and that which sustains and provides for us at all moments of every day. And we should be the one who tries to reflect on all of the countless favors and blessings that we get and try to be the conduit by which others around us are receiving that mercy and compassion. And so that is the straight path. That's what the Quran was revealed for. That's what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was doing in his life. That was his example. We will seek that guidance, and if we're truly showing gratitude, we will regularly review the Quran and review the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But we will come up short. Every last one of us in this room is a sinner. We will come up short, we will have a flaw, we'll have a sin, we'll make mistakes. So we seek His forgiveness that He is the perfection and that we are the imperfection. We seek strength through Him because we are weak. We seek richness through Him because we are poor without Him. All we are is a blessing from the mercy of the merciful. Right? That's our nature. So that's what I came here to talk about. Foundations. Right now, a lot of people looking across the world, looking at all of these problems. We have the undeniable, unfortunate disaster in the Middle East crisis. Okay? We have Syria and everything around there. We have Palestine and all of that. We have Burma. We have Africa. We have so many problems. We have problems here. We have many problems here in this country. I think it was just yesterday, some 17-year-old kid in Michigan got shot 7 times by a police officer over a routine stop. We got problems all over the world. And I come to you to say, it's not a slogan or a campaign, because it's used that way, but the reality is Islam has the solution. Islam has the solution to our problems individually, as families, as people in the Tulsa Muslim community, as people in the Tulsa regular community, as people in America, as people in the world. Islam holds the solution. And we want to talk about one foundation that is the means of that solution. What is the foundation of the solution? It is the nature of God, and it is the nature of the purpose by which He sent His final messenger to mankind. In the Holy Quran, God defines Himself more than anything else with rahmah. And if you look into the scholarly explanations for the word rahmah, because it's translated often as mercy, which is ta'attuf, but compassion, love. Al-Jurjani said, "Huwa al-wudd yazduru an jaz' li masalih al-nas." So the person who has a love because they're concerned for the well-being of other people, right? And so that's what many of the scholars, they basically summed up mercy. It's a desire. It's a feeling in your heart. It's an identifying reality of who you are, that you wish for everyone around you good. And you want for them a better situation, right? And so Imam al-Ghazali, he said, "Huwa mabda'ul ihsan." It is the basis, it is the beginning of ihsan. Ihsan is spiritual excellence. The things that we see, we say that is the best moral character. The basis of it is rahmah, according to Imam al-Ghazali, right? And so this is the concern we should have for the people around us. But it should be for everyone. I'll never forget whenever I was a new Muslim, one brother was telling me, we have to be angry with the non-Muslims. And I was like, why? He was like, look, if you read Surah Al-Fath, it says at the end, محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم. Right? It says that Muhammad is the messenger of God. And those with him, they are harsh and rigid and tough against the disbelievers, and they are merciful and compassionate among themselves. So that's one ayah of the Quran. It seemed like it to me. That's what I'm supposed to do. So I started acting that way. Boy, my family didn't like me after that, nor did anybody else that I ever met. So I was thinking, how does so many people become Muslims if the way Muslims are is rude and mean to the disbelievers, right? So over time, I researched and I found out, well, there is a very important point here. That if you look in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, there are unimaginable amount of examples that was not his way. Nor was it the way of people after him like Umar ibn Khattab, who was a tough guy. But when, we talked about the story before, in Egypt, when the son of Amr ibn al-As, not Abdullah but another son, was racing with the non-Muslim guy. He said, after the non-Muslim guy won the race so many times, the son of Amr ibn al-As got all mad and he thought because I'm believer, right? He started attacking him. Ana ibn al-Akramin. I'm the son of the most noble person you ever met, right? And so he starts beating him and hitting him. So then he goes to his dad and then he brings the case to Umar. Umar calls for the non-Muslim and the son of the governor that he appointed over Egypt calls them into Medina. They come there and then Umar told, after he found that the evidence is there, the guy did that and he even tried to claim it proudly. Yeah, I beat him. You know, who does he think he is? And so Umar gave a whip to the non-Muslim. He said, take this whip and beat Mr. Ibn al-Akramin over here who thinks he's so special. Right? That is not the... So this ayah is in Surah Al-Fath. Read the surah. Under no circumstances should you or anybody else cherry pick one ayah and then take it based upon what you thought it meant. The surah is about Sulh al-Hudaybiyah. Right? It is when there was a very dangerous situation. The whole surah is following that whole event, right? Because inna fatahna laka fatham mubina, that Allah stopped them from being killed and then supported them with a covenant that could bring peace for the next 10 years, right? That was actually what the big opening was. So bottom line, that ayah is talking about in this fath, when people were mocking and attacking the believers and saying, you guys have no right here, you guys are no good, in that circumstance, actually if you study the history, some people get upset about this, in this circumstance, Abu Bakr cussed a guy out, right? That's what it's talking about, okay? So if you want to talk to me afterwards, please do. Don't talk to everybody else. He's saying Sahaba are cussers or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. In Sulh al-Hudaybiyah, as narrated in Bukhari, Abu Bakr cussed a guy out. And there was no reprimand. This ayah is justifying that. This ayah is justifying that situation. Because people attacked and verbally abused the Prophet and his companions. And they're trying for peace. They're trying to go make Umrah. They're just trying to be peaceful people. They're not doing anything wrong. And these people are coming with the most evil and harsh of ways. So they needed to stick together, have mercy to each other, and sticking through that situation and be tough against these harsh, rude people around. So, as a Muslim, what did the Prophet ﷺ teach in no uncertain terms? Right? So, we are to have mercy and compassion to everyone. The authentic hadith says the Prophet ﷺ, لَن تُؤْمِنُوا حَتَّى تَرْحَمُوا. You're not a believer until you're merciful, compassionate, loving, and kind with other people. Right? The companion said, كُلُّنَا رَحِيمٌ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. We're generally merciful people. He said, لَا إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ بِرَحْمَةِ أَحَدِكُمْ صَاحِبًا إِنَّهُ رَحْمَةُ النَّاسِ رَحْمَةُ الْعَامَّةِ. That's the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. It is not merciful that you're with your close buddy, your friend, or your mom, or your dad, or your child, or your brother, your sister, or somebody from your ethnic background you feel for. That's not mercy. That's not the epitome, that is not the comprehensiveness that I'm talking about. You are not counted as a person of rahmah unless you have mercy for all people in generality, no matter who they are. Now Imam al-Ghazali in Ihya Ulumuddin, he commented on this hadith. Nobody on earth today, no matter what scholar, no matter who they are, can claim to be on the level of Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, the great scholar who did so much to revive the sciences of Islam. He said, هذه تتناول المستحق وغير المستحق. Right? He said, this hadith, the Prophet is saying, you will not be a true person of mercy and compassion until you are merciful to all people in general. He said that means the one who deserves it and the one who does not deserve it. Allahu Akbar. You know, a lot of people, we have people in our community, they'll be like, oh, they don't deserve this, right? When we look right now, let's just look at the problem, right? We have people fighting and killing in the Muslim world. If we could just come to this beautiful prophetic example and teaching and command and embodiment of what Islam means and how will you be a person of mercy and compassion, people can just say, look, let's come to a peaceful conclusion. Let's forgive and forget whatever has happened, and we're just going to move forward as a people who live here together in peace, right? When we can revive this prophetic tradition, then inshallah there will be no problem in the Middle East. The reason is this beautiful trait of mercy and compassion for all, even the one you think does not deserve it. One brother got mad. He said, some brother has it in his mind, well, the solution for the Palestinian situation, get rid of all of the Jews. Well, there's people that have grandparents living there that they were born from, right? They're not really caused the problem. They just, whatever circumstances their grandparents did, they were born there, right? So if those people are willing to live in peace and everybody willing to live in peace, we're human beings. We live together in peace. The Prophet ﷺ, that was the first thing he drew up in Medina with the Jews. He said, even though what they said the day before is, you're a liar, you're not a prophet. That's what they just said. They said to him, you're a liar, you're not a prophet. Now he, as the new leader of Medina, and everybody's rallied around, all the 2/3 of Medina have become Muslim now, and they left the polytheism. He can say, as for your rejecting me, ashidda'u lal kuffar, get out of here, you're not welcome in Medina, and our marketplace is cut off, right, from you. He did not say that. Actually, in the contract, he said, you have full rights to your financial and religious wealth, and we will protect you if you protect us, and these beautiful constitutional things of living together in peace, no matter what somebody has said, and their belief is indifference with you, right? So this is the beautiful example of the Prophet ﷺ. If we expect, raise your hand if you don't have sins. Alhamdulillah, we are all sinners. We are all. Many people in this room can remember some pretty tough sins. Many people are engaged in pretty bad sins, right? Do you want to be forgiven? Do you want to be forgiven, right? To get it, you must dish it out, right? You give what you give. كَمَا تَدِينُ تُدَانُ, right? As you deal with people, you'll get it back. As you deal with Allah, you will get it back, right? So the Prophet ﷺ says, لا يرحم الله من لا يرحم الناس. Allah will not be mercy and forgiving and compassionate to those who are not merciful, forgiving and compassionate to other people, right? إنما يرحم الله من عباده الرحماء. ارحموا من في الأرض يرحمكم من في السماء. So he said, indeed, those who will get the mercy and forgiveness of their Lord on the day when we will all need it. There will be a time, today, tomorrow, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, we will be dead and we will all be buried in that 6-foot plot. And all that we will own is a soul. And that soul had intentions, and that soul acted upon intentions. And that's all we have. So we're looking for the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. And so we need to be those who are in a constant checking of ourselves, that we are looking to be those who spread mercy and compassion to those around us. We do not hold grudges. We are not condemning eternally to anyone. We are hoping for anybody that they can be forgiven, and we are hoping for ourselves that we will be forgiven. Right? So the Prophet ﷺ, he was telling us that God declared to his angels when he created the human being that upon his throne it is known as the fact of his judgment, Rahmati sabaqat ghadabi. My mercy, love and compassion and forgiveness is superseding and comes before and overarching my just retribution. Now somebody might say, he did not translate ghadab correctly. And I'll tell you why. Because Arabic and English are two different words, languages, and theologically we have to understand words according to the usage of it. And the usage of the term ghadab is not equal to the usage of the term anger in English, right? Anger is a bad trait. Anger happens when somebody gets all worked up because something didn't go their way, right? And how many things don't go the way of Allah Azza wa Jalla? This doesn't add up. So what is his ghadab? It is his just retribution that is a consequence of his disappointment that somebody knowingly did something that was wrong and evil. Knowingly. He would not have ghadab if someone did not know right from wrong. This is why we can't go condemn all those kuffar and what they're doing. They don't know. Right? Somebody asked me, Imam, sometimes it looks like you're coming down hard on the Muslims. And I said, I am sometimes coming down hard on the Muslims. You don't know why? Because we know. We have the guidance. We have access to the complete, comprehensive system to fix all of our problems. It is completely unacceptable that any one of us would be lazy or heedless or not concerned about how to fix ourselves when we have such a huge blessing and mercy in our favor. That's why it says, هُدًى وَرَحْمَةً لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. The Quran is. So when we stray away from it, what are we straying from? From the rahmah. So we need to be warned as a result to come back. That's why it says, Bashira wa nadira. Bashira, as I've been giving the whole khutbah. I'm a glad tidings. If you do this, you'll be forgiven. And the Prophet was forgiving and merciful, and that was his standard. What if you stray from the forgiving, merciful, compassionate? Then you are straying from that which you might deserve on the Day of Judgment of mercy and compassion. Right? So the Prophet ﷺ, that's how he was. Right? Merciful and compassionate. When sometimes people would stray, he would bring them back, he would warn them. He was nadir, right? The Holy Quran and the Prophet ﷺ come together to teach us an attitude that we need to have. So look, if God said, my mercy and compassion and love and forgiving and gentleness and kindness and friendliness, these are all terms of rahmah. All those are rahmah, right? They all come under that meaning. If that's his standard, then for us, with our families, with our children, with our wives, with our co-workers, with our friends, we need to be overarchingly merciful, forgiving, and overlooking. So for example, the Quran said, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, O you who believe, inna min azwajikum wa awladikum aduwwan lakum fahdharuhum. You will see for sure, during your time with your wives and your husbands and your children, that you will feel like they're your enemy. So be cautious.